Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a very exciting video to bring you guys, and we're basically going to be talking about the ARS Tour and specifically how to get tickets if you don't have them already. I have gotten tickets for the European leg of the tour and for the American one. So even though obviously the Europe one is already over and the tour in general is already coming to a close, I have seen that there's still a lot of people without tickets, and since there's only I think it's less than 25 shows left in the entire tour and still so many people that want to see Taylor, I thought it would be a good video to do to kind of give you guys tips if you haven't been able to go to any of the shows and you're hoping to get to one of the ones either in Canada or in the US. This video is for you. I'm gonna be talking about everything, how I got my tickets when I went, and kind of best practices, tips and tricks for how dealing with scammers, how to spot scammers, how to get I guess a better value for the price, what's kind of realistic, things to kind of look out for, everything. We're basically going to be diving into everything in this video. So yeah, if you enjoy it, please give it a like and comment down below and subscribe. That really helps me so much. But yeah, anyway, let's get into it. So I think the first tip that I can give you guys in general is to talk to people. So what I mean by that is literally tell everyone that you know, even when you're talking to people, just generally, try and mention that you're interested in going to the ARS Tour. Why do I say this? Because you never know who has tickets, even if they're not really a fan, or even if they're people that you don't really think are fans or not really fans. Maybe they know someone else that has tickets. Maybe they have tickets themselves for some reason or another. And it's always good to kind of know what's out there. So for example, when I was looking for my tickets, so also for context, when I went to when I got the European ones, those I got through kind of a family member, and they got them in the actual sale, didn't get resale prices, nothing. They got them in the actual verified fan sale last year, which was great. So I just had to basically transfer the resale, not the resale, the face value money to them, and it was very straightforward, great. However, for the American part of the tour, those I did get in resale. So I've kind of seen both sides of the quarter, and for the resale side, it's also really good to, again, speak to people. You never know who has tickets. Something that happened to me, for example, when I was looking for tickets for the US portion of the tour, is that I have a cousin. I know she's not really into Taylor Swift, but I was talking to her at a family event about, you know, the tour and wanting to go to the tour and stuff like that. And she mentioned that she has a friend from school that has tickets, that basically her family bought 4 tickets on this actual sale last year and everything. And they had the way that they were kind of doing the tickets thing was that they have a daughter and a son, and so they had 2 tickets for the daughter and 2 tickets for the son. And the son didn't want to go, so he was gonna probably sell them. And when she told me that, I was like, oh, I'm interested and I have a friend that's interested. So she kind of talked to her friend for me, and it ended up being a little bit late when we actually got to it, because the boy had decided to not sell them anymore, but still, that's kind of what I mean by talk to people, because again, you never know who has tickets or who you might not expect that know someone that has tickets. And it's always good to have as many options as you can possibly have. Until you don't have that ticket in your Ticketmaster account, you don't have anything. So just always try and be on the lookout for everything that you can do. Like basically, that's kind of portion one of that. Portion two, I guess, that's kind of like the same tip, but like in a different light, is always to kind of look out for opportunities everywhere. So I know that one of the most common things that people do, and it's something that I did as well, is to look for tickets on social media. So when I was looking for my tickets on social media, I did basically everything. I created accounts on stuff that I don't even have accounts on. Like I created an account for Twitter, or well, X. I was looking on Instagram. I looked on Reddit. I looked even on Tumblr. Like I looked everywhere, Facebook, everything. Everything that I could kind of get my hands on, I would look for. I would basically just type in like search or explore, whatever it may be, Taylor Swift, like ARS Tour tickets or whatever. And obviously, I think it's not really a secret. Most of the people that you will see, or the people that you will see selling those, are scammers. And we will get into that a little bit later. But still, I was so desperate that I just messaged a bunch of them. I think I probably sent messages to, like, I'm not even kidding, over 100 people on different platforms, and had people respond. Some of them were clearly not legit, some of them were legit, but they were like just way too expensive. But still, you kind of get like a little bit more of a sense of what's out there, what do scammers usually say. And I feel like it's, in general, it's just a good exercise to do, not to like purchase like right away, but just kind of to see what's out there. Hi everyone. Okay, so I'm jumping in really quickly because I forgot to say this in this video, but I think it's very important, so I wanted to mention it anyway. One of the big things that I did that I think helped so much as well was that whenever the person said, like the person I was contacting, what seat they had, like they usually tell you, or like you can ask them like, oh, what seats do you have specifically, and they will tell you like the row, the section, the actual seat, everything. I always looked it up on all of the resale sites, so like StubHub, SeatGeek, Viagogo, all of them, and tried to check if they were listed on there, because I did have this happen a couple of times where they were actually listed on an actual website for a different price and everything. And every single time that happened and I confronted the person about it, telling them like, hey, I see that these same tickets are on this platform, like, are you selling them there too? They would immediately or stop responding or like block me or whatever. So it's always good to check that as well, just so you know, you can never be too safe. But yeah, just wanted to throw that out there as well. So with that being said, let's move on partially to the scammers and like how to look out for scammers and everything before I kind of tell you guys how I actually ended up getting my ticket on resale, because it kind of all connects. So bear with me. I'm trying to like keep like a good string, but anyway, let's get into the scammers. So some things to look out for in scammers when you're having the initial conversation with them. So usually if they're selling for face value or for like even cheaper than face value, it's a scam. Even if you think like, okay, this person still might be legit, always ask them for a video call. If they do not accept having a video call with you, they are 100% scammers. I had so many people, every single person that I contacted, I would always ask either for a video call where they would share their screen with me and show everything and do the transaction that way, or I would also ask to meet up in person. Now, a lot of the times the people that you would get the tickets from, even like the real ones, aren't necessarily in your city. So that can be a little bit more tricky, but video call, like if they say no to video call, like that's just 100% scam. I've heard every single sort of excuse from these scammers, from my phone is not working, or the camera is not working, or I don't have a computer, or it's not working, or due to personal reasons they cannot do a video call, or they're way too busy at work. Like every single excuse under the sun I've heard. And something that I do want to stress a lot is if a person is selling you the ticket for real, they will 100% jump on a video call with you. The person that I got my tickets from jumped on a video call with me, and I'll get into that story later. But if they don't, just run for the hills. Like, even if they offer to sell, to like send you a video recording of their screen showing you the tickets, stuff like that, those videos are so fake. Even if they go from the conversation and whatever social media app you're talking to them, even if they go from the conversation to Ticketmaster, that can also be fake. Which brings me to things to look out for in those sort of screen recordings and screenshots. So first thing that I've seen a lot is if at the bottom of the screen it says Ticketmaster.verified, it's 100% a scam. You have to be very familiar with how a real ticket looks. And I know that a lot of these screen recordings and screenshots look very, very, very convincing. Sometimes they will even use screenshots of other tickets, like other tickets of real people. So beware of that. That is why the video call is so important, because that way there's no way that they can kind of, still like disclaimer for the entire video. Even with these tips, there is always a chance, like there's always a risk to buying resale when you weren't able to get them through Ticketmaster directly through Verified Fan. But these are kind of like stuff that kind of help you to like not be scammed. But still there will be a risk. But anyway, continuing on with the point, you have to familiarize yourself with how a real ticket looks and what the format is. Like, for example, another thing I've seen a lot is usually in a ticket, you will be able to see the gate, like below the image. Like you have the section, the row, and the seat number at the top, and then at the bottom, you will be able to see the gate. I've seen tickets where at the bottom, you don't see the gate, you see the section. So you have to be very, very, very detail oriented. Like you have to be like a super spy. Like you cannot let any detail like go past. Like I've also seen a lot where the image of the tour is different. So like we know obviously that when Taylor started the tour, she only had like her latest album was Midnights. So the image of the tour was like all the other albums, and then the big image was her in Midnights. Now, since she's done the Tortured Poets Department, the image has changed. So if the biggest image of Taylor is still Midnights, that's also going to be another sign that it's a fake ticket. You have to see it with the Tortured Poets Department on it. So, and I know that for the remaining dates in the US and for Canada, they have changed that. So like even though when people bought those tickets, there wasn't, the Tortured Poets Department wasn't a thing, Ticketmaster has updated that. So beware of that as well. Which also brings me to kind of like, I want to say like trusted or more trusted places to get your tickets. So for me, the top two that I've seen are on Twitter and on Instagram. There's a couple different accounts. So on Twitter, the biggest one that I've seen, which I mean, I didn't get my tickets through them, but I've seen and I've heard that they are legit, is ARS Tour Resale, which I'll put like an image of how it looks here. So ARS Tour Resale is an account that's run by, honestly, these lovely hero of a group of girls that basically created this account to give tips on how to not get scammed, and also for fans to get tickets at face value or very similar. So like their whole thing is for you to not have to buy tickets that are crazy expensive, like market price tickets. It's literally for fans, like from fans that actually care and want the tickets to go to real people, not to like a scammer and I don't know even like where. So I've seen those and I know that they're quite active. Like obviously there's more people wanting to buy than there is people that are willing to sell their tickets for that amount, but still they seem to have like a really good system going on, really good options and stuff. So I would recommend that you guys follow them and have your notifications on and everything, because I have heard of people that have gotten tickets through them. So that's one of the sure ways. But again, since it's very like luck of the draw, kind of very slim chances of you getting those tickets. The other tips will come kind of useful as well if you also want to kind of go on a search on your own, which again, I recommend you do. I feel like this is a sort of situation where you can't have just one egg in one basket. You have to have like multiple eggs in multiple baskets for this, and that's kind of part of the reason why I was able to get my tickets, which again, we'll get to momentarily. The other account that for me is also really great is on Instagram. It's called the ARS Tour Toronto. This one specifically is obviously for Canada. I'm sure that there's ones that do the same for the US. I know that ARS Tour Resale on Twitter, the one that I said first, is more US specific, but I did see that they also did, they recently, like literally hours ago since I filmed this, they did a find some tickets for Vancouver, so in Canada as well. But the ones that I've seen the most so far that they have is for Miami and for New Orleans, and yeah, basically the remaining ones in the US. So those two in particular are really, really great. ARS Tour Toronto on Instagram is also really, really great because they have a Discord group, which is incredible. So that group, I'll also put like a little like screenshot video of it here. You can absolutely join, and you can even join even if you already have tickets. It's just a great place for people to kind of communicate and be able to discuss different things and stuff. So basically they have a couple different like channels on Discord on that same group. So they have like a general channel, Swifties under 18, Swifties over 18, questions and answers, and then all the different dates. So they have like November 14th, November 15th, November 16th, November 12th, November 22, November 23. And then they have like a full thing on scams and contests as well. So again, even if you already have tickets, you can join that group and like just go into the subreddit of the date you're going to, and like if you're going alone, you can meet people that way. You can they talk about like everything, like outfits, like a bunch of different things. So that's a really great place also to be. And it's also a really great place to be if you are looking for tickets. Which brings me to how I found my tickets. So we're going back a little bit to the whole talking to people and attention to detail here. So the way that I found my tickets was actually through that Discord group. I've had a lot of people since ask me how I did it. And basically what happened is one day a girl wrote on the general chat, and she basically asked like, oh, I'm selling a ticket for X night in Toronto. Let me know if anyone's interested. So the first thing I did is I DM'd her right away as soon as I saw that message. And I asked her, like, I told her like, hey, I'm interested. How much, like, are you selling it for? She had told me at the time that she was selling it for $3,000, which for me was way too much. That's basically like market prices. Like you can get tickets like that price, I think, on like StubHub and Piagogo and SeatGeek and like all of the other ones. So I was like, okay, well, that's a bit over my budget, but thank you. And after I told her, like, I'm not gonna buy the ticket anyway, I noticed this initially, but I told her after I had said no, that her name sounded really Spanish. And for those of you that don't know, I have mentioned this briefly on my channel before, but like I am Spanish as well. So I asked her, well, my first language is Spanish. So I asked her after I had said no, like, by the way, do you speak Spanish? And she was like, yeah, I do. Why, do you? And I was like, yeah, I do as well. And we kind of got chatting, and we ended up both being from Colombia. So again, after I had told her I'm not buying your ticket, we just chatted for a bit. and we were both like, oh, where are you from? She was from a different town than me, but still we were like talking, and it was really fun. And after a while, like when the conversation started to die down a little bit, I told her like, oh, it's so nice talking to you. By the way, like if you ever decide to like lower the price, because it wasn't actually her selling the ticket, it was her roommate, but she was just helping her. So I told her like, if your roommate ever decides to kind of lower the price, let me know. And she, or if like you know of anyone else selling for like a cheaper price, also like please let me know. And she was like, yeah, of course, whatever. And I had previously, mostly like on Reddit, other conversations like that with people where they seemed like pretty legit, and I had told them like, oh, please like let me know if you ever decide to like lower the price, stuff like that. And then, you know, time passed, nothing happened. And you know, I was still trying to find tickets through other places, again, speaking with people in real life, trying to find opportunities like that, like, you know, just always kind of being on the lookout. And then one night I got a text like really late at night from this girl again, and she was like, hey, my roommate decided to lower the price for the ticket. And it was like very much lower, like to the point where I could afford it to go. It was still like not face value by any means, but it was still like good. Like I could pay it. So I was like, oh, that's great. That's so exciting. Of course, like I'm interested. I asked her if her roommate would be willing to do like a video call with me and stuff, and she was like, yeah, absolutely. Like that, like you didn't even have to ask that. Like that's what we were gonna say too. And I asked her if her roommate also spoke Spanish, and she was like, yeah, she's from Peru, so she also speaks Spanish. She basically connected us like that same day that I replied to her. And yeah, I got on a video call with this girl. She showed me her Ticketmaster account. She showed me that the ticket was indeed real. And then I transferred her the money. She stayed on the call with me the entire time while we waited for the money to be transferred into her account. She also had like her bank account pulled up next to the Ticketmaster account, like waiting for it to literally pop up. And then while we were waiting, we kind of chatted like just normally, like we chatted about ourselves, like, oh, what do you do? When have you liked Taylor? Since when have you liked Taylor? Why were you going on the concert? Why are you not going to the concert anymore? We basically spoke about everything and anything, because the money did take a little bit of time to kind of deposit into her account. I think it was like 20-30 minutes. So you're just chatting casually, you know, chatting about like how it's so horrible that the prices on like the resale market are just insane. And yeah, anyway, the money was deposited, and before the money was deposited, she had already put in my information to transfer the ticket. Like she literally just had to press on like the transfer button, and she got the money. And like she even noticed before I did that it had like come in, and she was like, oh, it's here, perfect, like let me just transfer the ticket to you. So she did, and then again we stayed on the call until I accepted them, and then like I checked and saw that they were like good and everything, and we were both satisfied, and then, you know, like we said goodbye and everything. And yeah, I think I got really lucky in that sense of like finding a ticket that I could afford, and also you know, being like in a position where like it was really easy to chat to the person. We were both Latinas, and it was great. And I feel like part of my luck was because of that, because she also told me on the call, she was like, I have other people that are interested in this ticket, but I was like, I'm gonna give priority to the Latina girl. And I was like, thank you. I appreciate it. So if you have stuff like that, like that's what I mean by like pay attention to detail and like talk to people. Like in my case, like I had no reason to continue talking to this girl, because I had already told her like this ticket is too expensive. But since I noticed that her name sounded very, very, very Latina, I was like, hey, by the way, do you speak Spanish? And I was like friendly and stuff, even though like, let's say I wasn't being friendly because I needed something from her. I was just being friendly because, and I feel like that also really helped me. It wasn't like a calculated move by any stretch of the imagination. I was genuinely just curious and just ended up talking to her, and she was lovely, and her roommate was also lovely. But yeah, I feel like part of my success was because of that. So it's something that is great to keep in mind. Like always, always, always try and chat to people, be nice to them, even if, you know, again, you don't need anything from them or they can't give you anything. It's like kindness really does, you know, go for so, like, I don't know how to say this, but kindness is really like important and people do really value it. So that I think was a lot of my success, was that just genuinely being kind to her and like just talking to her, and she was kind back. And so yeah, a little bit of karma there, positive karma. But yeah, the other thing I wanted to mention that I also did to verify the tickets after she had sent them, like I was pretty sure they were like real, like, you know, I did everything that I could in the call, and she did as well, to show me that they were real, and they seemed pretty real. But the other thing I did, which you can absolutely do, if you already have tickets but you're kind of still worried, and I kind of agree, like I understand that you might be, you're worried that they are fake or that, I don't know, they're stolen or something. I've heard of people that that's happened as well. You can call Ticketmaster once you have the tickets into your account and ask them to verify them for you. I did that, and I actually asked twice. So I called once and I had the guy on the phone verify that they were real. And then I also had a chat, like, you know, ticket open, and that other person also verified that they were real. So that also has brought me a lot of his mind. But yeah, you can absolutely also do that. It is something that they will do for you. So also make sure that you do that, because it would be really horrible if you guys just go to the tour and like at the door they're like, yep, these tickets aren't real. Which also I want to mention, I've also heard of a lot of things that scammers do that I personally did not encounter, but I have heard of people that do encounter this. If a scammer tells you, offers to transfer the ticket before you send the money, and they transfer the ticket directly to your wallet, like to your Apple Wallet or to your Google Wallet, it's fake. The ticket needs to be on your Ticketmaster account. You need to get an email from Ticketmaster that will say, this person is sending you tickets. Make sure also that the names match for the account that you're talking to, the person's like real name and the person, like the Ticketmaster account and everything. Make sure that they match also. But you should have an email from Ticketmaster. You should be able to accept the tickets and then check that they are in your account. And another thing, which was something that the people from Ticketmaster told me directly, of like how they know that the tickets are real, is that the tickets, when you open them on the Ticketmaster account and you see like view ticket, the barcode should have a blue kind of thingy like move across it. Like that is one of the ways that you know that it's for real, and you should not be able to screenshot that page. I tried just for like, you know, an experiment, and the screen comes out black, but you should be able to see that bar moving. And then from Ticketmaster, you should be able to add that ticket to your wallet, to your Google Wallet or your Apple Wallet. I've heard of people as well that they have a ticket in Ticketmaster and then it doesn't let them add it to the wallet, which can also be a sign of a scam. So it's literally just triple checking everything, like making sure every single minute little detail is taken care of. And I mean, honestly, as I said before, like you could still do all of these things and still get scammed. Like honestly, to me, it's such a disgrace. Like I'm honestly disgusted by all the people out there that are basically just taking advantage of Swifties, and like how much we all love and want to see Taylor live and how important that is for so many of us. And yeah, it's just disgusting like what this whole ticket thing has become. Like just the resale prices are absolutely insane. The fact that people are going into like debt for it, like it's just crazy. And the amount of scammers out there that have like no problem taking people's like innocent people's money, innocent girls' monies, because usually as well, like the bulk of the people that go to the ARS tours are young girls, and they really are targeting young girls. Also, like, again, guys, please be safe. Even if the person tells you to meet up in person, don't go alone. Like, be as safe as you possibly can. Don't go to anywhere that's like sketchy. Try and go to a place that's public where you have other people looking at you. And again, do not go alone. Please do not go alone. So yeah, just always try and be safe out there. Try and look for every single detail that you can. And again, just don't have your same eggs in the basket. Like, another story that I think I can share with you guys is, so my best friend also got tickets to the same day that I did, the day before I did. So, and the way that she got tickets was also really out of the blue. She was just talking to a girl she goes to university with, like a friend of hers. And she had tickets that she had also gotten like in the actual sale. She had 2 tickets, one for herself and for another friend. And that other friend wasn't able to make it anymore. And like, you know, she like was able to get those, but like she wouldn't have been able to if she wasn't talking about it. Like, you know, like a lot of times people don't offer or don't say like, hey, by the way, I know someone that's selling ARS Tour tickets. Like, you have to initiate that conversation with people, and you have to make sure that people are aware that like you want to go, they keep you top of mind. Again, always be kind. I feel like this is a lesson in general, like in everyday life. Don't just do it for like, you know, to get something out of people. That's not true kindness. But yeah, always just try and be kind and stuff, and like it will come back to you. Another thing that's more like, I guess, a little bit more woo-woo that I think genuinely also helped me find my tickets both times were that I literally just manifested it, I think. Like, I've been a fan of Taylor for so long, and I had never seen her live before, like the ARS tour or anything. I was never able to because I lived in Colombia. She never, like to this day, even on the Latin American part of the ARS tour, she's never been to Colombia. We have like even like a joke that she thinks that Colombia doesn't exist or something. But anyway, I was never able to see her before. And so this was like a huge deal to me to like be able to see her live. It's a dream that I've had since I was like a child, basically, like since like 2008, wherein I really like fell in love with her music and Fearless and everything. And like when she announced this tour, I just kind of really started working on like manifesting it for myself, being like, yes, I am gonna go to the tour. I told everyone I knew that I was gonna go to the tour, and obviously I also put like effort in, like to find tickets both times and everything. But yeah, I like did that. I also have like in my Notion, that's like my planner, I have like a goals page, which also, side note, if you guys want to see like a tour of my Notion, that's a video that I have thought about doing for a while. I still have like some things that I haven't fully set up yet, but I love my Notion. I would love to share it with you guys. But anyway, let me know in the comments down below if you want to see that video. But in my Notion, I have like a 2024 yearly goals and like vision. I had all my goals. I did it from the beginning of the year, and one of my goals was obviously to go to the ARS tour. And I had like a mood board that I did and everything. I took like a couple hours on like a random day that I wasn't really doing much, and I went on Pinterest and I started getting like a lot of pictures from the ARS tour and like all the outfits and the ones that I really loved. And I just basically did that. Like, I did a mood board, and yeah, I don't know if it really did anything or not. I want to think it did. I want to think that, like, again, the kindness thing did a lot. But yeah, having like a mood board really helped me a lot. I kind of put in the goal. I was like tracking everything that I was doing. It was like a huge thing that I had, kind of like a little project that I had going on. It's something that I checked in on every single week, so it's always kind of like top of mind. I was always thinking about it, and yeah, I think that also really helped me with kind of the manifestation aspect of it. Of course, obviously I did like put in effort to get the tickets like in other ways, like again, looking through everything, looking through social media, talking to people, just trying to do everything possible to kind of get the tickets. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful to you guys. I am also manifesting that you all get tickets for the remaining shows if that is what you wish. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that this was helpful to you guys, and I wish you the best of luck with finding tickets. I'm also going to be doing a couple of other like videos on the ARS tour, so subscribe if you haven't already and if you want to see that, because that is going to be coming soon. I have quite a couple of ideas already, but I would also really love for you guys to tell me like what would you like to see me do. So far I have like thought about doing kind of like the ranking of like all of the ARS Tour outfits that Taylor has worn. I can do one for songs as well, though that might be like a bit much. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys want to see from me regarding that. And yeah, again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next time. Bye.